Hello and welcome, my name's Ryan, I'm also known as RM2KDev. In this video I wanted to talk to you about virtual reality and a thought that I've had involving Game Boy and 3DS. Now this is the first vlog that I think I've done, a proper professional sit down and talk to the camera vlog style video, and it was mentioned in a comment in one of my earlier cooking videos that I should probably try and sit down and talk to you guys and just say hello and, you know, let's have a conversation and get this started. And I figured, why not? So today I'm sitting here with my Game Boys and 3DS, not a Game Boy, to talk about virtual reality. And it's a bit of a weird example, but I think it's kind of cool. And again, these are just my opinions. I'd love to hear what your opinions are on the subject, and in fact please go ahead and leave those opinions in the comment section below, because I really would like to hear and read them and have a conversation about this. So something I've been thinking about recently is the comparison of virtual reality now to classic Game Boy. Now it's not a classic Game Boy, this is a Game Boy Pocket, but black and white screen, you know, came out in the early 90s, and at the time when it came out, it was amazing. I remember playing for hours Pokemon Blue non-stop on the couch, so much so that I think my mum took my Game Boy off me a few times, and it was the worst thing that could happen when your Game Boy is taken away from you. Now, the comparison that I want to make here is that when Game Boy came out, it wasn't as good as the technology that was out at the time. I remember playing on my Sega Genesis and my Super Nintendo, I think 16-bit consoles, TV, amazing spectrum of colors, high frame rates, fantastic sound even by today's standards. And then this portable console came out, and while it was amazing, it was not technically as good as what we had. Now, virtual reality today seems to me like it's in that similar situation. Now, I had an Oculus Rift DK2 for a little while. I ended up getting rid of it because I felt like it was, at the point in time when I had it, it was a little bit early. And again, yeah, it was a developer's kit version, not a consumer version, but the difference is really not so much about the hardware, it's more about the software. And between the release of DK2 and CV1, even HTC Vive, the software is just starting to become pretty respectable. You know, it's getting a good library of games, but the price point and all of the things around virtual reality, it's just not quite there yet for the general populace, I think. Now, the comparison I was making is that Game Boy Classic, let's call this a classic, I know it's not, but let's say this is a classic Game Boy back in the 90s, compared to 10-15 years later, we're talking about 3DS. Amazing 60 FPS console, 3D screens, so we're talking about stereoscopic display, rendering the image in two passes, I guess it would be two passes, from two different viewpoints in the scene. Just amazing power in comparison to this. Now this is, 10, 15 years later, even more probably, 20 years possibly. And that got me thinking, virtual reality in 10, 15 years, if this is the case of what could be different between two gaming consoles over a period of 10, 15 years, well within our lifespans, I hope, then what could the difference between virtual reality now and virtual reality in 10, 15 years be? I can't even begin to imagine what we'd be looking at. I mean, going from this to this was amazing enough as it is, but virtual reality is already amazing, way more amazing than anything else. It's got serious, I forget the word, serious opportunity, or I've lost my train of thought, but it's amazing. I've used them and the experience is really different. And the point that I was making is that in 15 years of technological advancement, what happened from these consoles I think is going to happen to virtual reality, and that got me thinking, where will virtual reality be in 10-15 years? Which sort of led me to making this first vlog video where I thought I'd ask the question, where do you think virtual reality will be in 10 to 15 years from now? So, with that said, I would love to hear your responses in the comment section below. If you liked this vlog, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't like the vlog, leave a thumbs down. I hope you leave a thumbs up though. Let me know what you think about the vlog series, because I would like to make more of these videos. They are definitely a lot easier for me to make. I'd like to hear questions from you guys and answer them in person, because I feel like we're going to make a better connection doing it like this. We can talk about more topics more frequently. and in general, I guess, more personal. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, go ahead and leave a like, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.